Hello everyone, welcome to DhiNexus. My name is Chandhni. Today we will discuss about the reactions of acids and bases. At DhiNexus, we make simple, clear and engaging learning videos. So stay tuned till the end of the session. Shall we start today's class? Okay. So let's begin with the reactions of acids and bases. So in our real life, we come across a lot of acids and bases, right? So what they do with certain substances, that in turn is actually leading to the formation of the reactions of acids and bases. Okay, so let's see what will happen if an acid is coming across a metal or if a base is coming across a metal, what will happen? So that is what we are going to learn today. Okay, so let's take an example of a very common acid, that is a sulfuric acid we will take. Okay, what is the chemical formula of sulfuric acid? Yes, is H2SO4. We are taking that and reacting that with a metal. We will take a metal zinc. What will be the products forming? The products forming is that the zinc will be combining with the sulfate part, and that will be leading to the formation of zinc sulfate. And what is remaining in this reactant? That is hydrogen. That will be evolving as hydrogen gas. Okay. So, it's sulfuric acid and a zinc reacting together to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Again, we will take a similar example. We will take another acid, that is hydrochloric acid. It can be reacted with a metal, that is sodium. What will happen? The sodium and chloride will be combining together to give sodium chloride and hydrogen. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so what is this NaCl? NaCl, we all know that this is the common salt that we use in our home, right? So definitely we can say that this NaCl is a salt. And the zinc sulfate formed is also a salt. It's not a common salt, but it is a kind of salt. Okay. And salt and hydrogen is evolving. So what we can infer from this? We can infer that whenever a metal is reacting with an acid, we get the product salt and hydrogen gas. Okay, so that is the reaction of acids with the metals. Okay, hope that topic is clear to you. This is the reaction of metal with the acid. Next, we can see what will happen if there is a base is reacting with a metal. So what we will take? We will take an example of sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is the common base that we know. We can react that with the zinc. Okay, that will be combining together to give Na2ZnO2 and hydrogen again. Okay, and so that a base and a metal is reacting together again to form salt and hydrogen. Okay, so remember this point. Okay, don't forget to remember this point. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share to friends, and of course, don't forget to subscribe the channel. So whenever a acid reacting with a metal, that gives salt and hydrogen, and also whenever a base is reacting with a metal, we get salt and hydrogen. Okay, so this is the first reaction of acids and bases. The next we will study, we said that a hydrogen gas is evolving, but how we can prove that? We can prove that with the help of an experimental setup. So for this, we are taking dilute sulfuric acid. What is that? That is H2SO4. And inside that, we are putting zinc granules. So already we have seen the reaction here. the H2SO4 and zinc is reacting together to give zinc sulfate and hydrogen. So we want to prove that whether this gas evolving is a hydrogen. So when you are putting zinc granules to the sulfuric acid, you can see here certain bubbles are evolving, okay? So that bubble is a kind of a gas. So this bubbles will be collected in this delivery tube and that will be given to a soap solution to get this bubbles more clearly. So this bubbles will be evolving, and if we are putting a burning thing like a candle or a matchstick, if you are hearing that a pop sound, that sound proves that the evolved gas is hydrogen. Okay, this is the test for the hydrogen gas. Next, what we can see an example of a reaction of metal carbonates with acid. Okay, what a metal carbonate? A CO3 part is added to a metal. Okay, so let's take an example of sodium carbonate. Okay, so we take an example of Na2CO3 and we react that with the acid. Okay, we will take HCl here. So what we will get here? We will get NaCl plus H2O plus CO2. Okay. So this is the reaction that we get. What is this NaCl? Again, this NaCl is a salt, right? And this is water and this is carbon dioxide. Okay. Again, we will take a metal bicarbonate. What is metal bicarbonate? HCO3 part is added to a metal. Again, we will take the example of Na. Sodium bicarbonate can be reacted together with HCl to give NaCl plus CO2 plus H2O. Again, we are getting salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. So what we can infer from this? We can infer that whenever a acid is reacting with a metal carbonate or a metal bicarbonate, the product formed is salt, carbon dioxide, and water. Okay, is that clear? Hope this topic is clear to you. Okay, this is the reaction that we write here also. Whenever a metal carbonate and a bicarbonate is reacting with the acid, we get salt, water, and carbon dioxide. And how we detect that the evolving gas is the carbon dioxide here? Evolving gas is a carbon dioxide. How we'll detect is that this a carbon dioxide will be passed through this lime water, and lime water will be turning milky if we are passing this carbon dioxide. Okay, so here we are having this calcium hydroxide is there. Calcium hydroxide is the lime water. We pass that with the carbon dioxide. What happens is that we will get a compound that is calcium carbonate and water. Okay, and this calcium carbonate is insoluble in water and that will be giving a milky white appearance. So whenever we are passing this carbon dioxide gas through this calcium hydroxide solution, if it is turning to milky white, we can confirm the presence of the carbon dioxide. Okay, fine. Okay. Now let's see what will happen if an acid and a base is reacting with each other. So till now we have seen that the acids are reacting with the metals, bases are reacting with the metals, and also the acid reacting with the metal carbonate and a base is reacting with the metal carbonate. Now let's see what will happen if an acid and a base is reacting? So we will take an example of a acid. That is, we know about the HCl, right? HCl can be reacted with a common base, that is sodium hydroxide. What will happen? This Na part and Cl part will be combining together to give NaCl, and also the rest is water. Okay, and again we will take another example of calcium hydroxide is again a base, sulfuric acid is an acid. So we will take these two acid, this base and acid. What will happen? We will get this calcium part and sulfate part will be combining together to give calcium sulfate, and rest will be evolving as water. What we can infer from this? Whenever a acid is reacting with a base, the product formed is salt and water. So general equation is acid and the base is reacting together to give salt and water. Okay. So the effect of an acid. So what will be the nature of this product, the salt formed, whether that will be acidic or whether that be basic in nature? That won't be showing any of the acid or base property, but the salt that is evolving as a reaction of acid and a base will be neutral. Will be neutral in nature. That is, that neither be acidic or a basic. So that is why this reaction itself is known as neutralization reaction. Okay, so the effect of an acid is nullified, cancelled by a base and vice versa. So acid-base reaction, acid and base react with each other to form salt and water. This reaction is called a neutralization reaction. Is that clear to you? Okay. So this is what we have to learn from this particular topic, that is the reaction of acids with metal and reaction of bases with metal, and what are their general equation. Okay, we will see that once again. Acid will be reacting with a metal to give salt and hydrogen. Similarly, base also react with a metal to form salt and hydrogen. Okay, whether that be an acid or a base, if they are reacting with a metal, then that will be forming salt and hydrogen. Never forget that. Again, in order to prove that the evolving gas is hydrogen, we can have a setup where the sulfuric acid and the zinc granules will be taken and the evolving gas will be tested with a burning matchstick or a candle. If a pop sound is evolving, we can confirm that it is hydrogen. And next is the reaction of acids with metal carbonates and metal bicarbonates. This bicarbonate. So what will happen, whether that be a metal carbonate or whether that be a metal bicarbonate reacting with any acid, our product that we are getting is salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. This is the reaction. And the gas evolving, we need to prove that it is carbon dioxide. So we can use the test of the carbon dioxide being passed through a lime water solution, which is calcium hydroxide solution. If that calcium hydroxide is changing to a compound known as calcium carbonate, giving rise to a milky white precipitate, then we can confirm that the gas passed is carbon dioxide. Okay, the next thing is that when the acids and bases are reacting together, what we get is that we get again a salt and water. So for each reactions of this acid and bases, there are separate products are there. So make sure that you learn the products separately and you learn how the reaction is taking place. Okay. So hope this topic was helpful to you. So DhiNexus will be coming with more and more interesting topic. So stay tuned. Until then, bye. Okay. Thank you.